What's up, fuckers? Today, we're doing a natty or not tier list. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to tell you the truth if these mother effers are natty or not. Because if there's someone that knows, it's probably me. So, number one. Who is that? Andrew Eubanks. So we got, first of all, let's go over the list. Silly sauced, suspiciously juicy, small cycle, sus, most likely natty. Alex Eubanks, he's around like what, 6 foot, 180 pounds. Come on. Most of us can achieve that amount of muscle within 2 to 3 years of lifting and eating properly. He looks good, very good physique, but he's most likely natty. Of course, social media, they're picking the best photos, the best videos with the lighting, editing. You're going to look 10 times bigger in videos and photos. I do. Everyone that you see online does. So, yeah. If you saw him in person, you would know, okay, maybe this guy is natty. Liver King. I never believed for a second that he was natty. He's like, what, 40-something years old with a shredded physique and more muscle than last time. So, I never thought that he was natural when he was blowing up anyways. I always thought he was running a little bit of tests, but then the whole controversy came out and he's running more than that. So he's silly sauced. I also don't think he really eats liver and all the meats that he eats. I think that's all baloney. Next one. Is that Jeff Nippard? Jeff Nippard, the king of optimal lifting. I don't watch his videos. I know who he is. So, is he natural? It's kind of sus, but he's also very short. He's like 5'3", maybe 5'4". So he's most likely natty. Because we all know if you're short, it's easy to get big. Jeff Seid. Jeff Seid. That's a good one because he competed in the Olympia. But the thing about the Olympia that he competed in was when bodybuilding first started, when it was easier, when you could have half the size that you need now to go pro, you could compete in the Olympia back then. So, is he juicing? I don't know. He just has a very good physique, which appears for it to be suspicious. That one, it's kind of sus, but he doesn't post enough, so we don't really know. Do we? Who is it? David Lade. David Lade, probably the best editor, the best with filters, the best with edits in social media, period. So if you're that good, you can obviously make yourself look a lot bigger than you really are. Maybe I need him editing my photos and videos. I think he's natural. Let me know if you don't think he is, but I think he's completely natural. I could be wrong, but I think maybe he took a SARM way back when. But I think you're still natural. You're natural if you only take a SARM. Who do we have next? Next is Max Taylor Lifts. I'm pretty sure he just competed in a natural show, which most likely means you're natural. Not always, but it can. I competed in natural shows, and I was natural, but I competed against people that competed against me, and they weren't natural. So it's kind of iffy. Is he natural? I think so. He just has a good physique. Most likely natty. And I'm only doing the ones that I think that are relevant. I'm not going to do all the people on here. I'm only doing the people that I want to do because I don't even know half these people. But the next I'll do is Shizzy. Yeah, the next I'll do is Shizzy. Is Shizzy natural? I think so. He's in his late 20s. He's been training since he was a teenager. And if you know anything about people with huge arms, when people have huge arms naturally, they just look unnatural because your whole physique is shaped around your arms. So my arms aren't that big, but if they were just genetically big when I was natural, people would probably think I wasn't natural. So I think when you have big arms, people think that you're not natty. So I think he's natty. Who do we have next? Mike O'Tren or Mike Hearn. I've seen Mike Hearn in person, and he's huge. He's a big guy. He's like 50-something years old. Could he be natural? It's very unlikely, but I don't blame him. I don't blame him because he's he's older. He has a family. Um, he's doing it for health purposes. When you reach 50, your testosterone obviously is going down. He obviously gets paid to look a certain way, to perform a certain way. He was a gladiator in the TV show way back when. So I think he's always been on a little bit of juice. So I want to put him under small cycle. You can get away with a lot with a small cycle. People don't understand. If you have the genetics and the hard work, you could take a little and look like a pro. Next, Tristan Lee. I've been following him since he was like started. I remember him being like the whole controversy was he natural when he was young. I think so. The kid is like 5'5", and he was like 120 pounds. Just because you're lean doesn't mean you're unnatural. If anything, the bigger you are, the more likely you are unnatural. Because anyone can get lean, but not everyone can get massive and lean. And he's not massive. He's a very, very compact individual. So, is he natural? I think so. Is he natural now? Who knows? Was he when the whole natty or not about him came up when he first started fitness? Yeah, 100% natural. Jesse James West. Is he natural? Yes, but he shouldn't be. Why do you say that, John? I think if you get paid for your appearance, if your whole job is about performing and doing videos around your physique and other fitness or athletic performances, why not? Why wouldn't you help yourself with recovery, with injury prevention, and even it'd be even easier to look better. So why wouldn't you take a little small cycle if this was your job? So this is his living, but I think he's natural. Maybe one day he'll come to the dark side, but I think he's natural. Physique easily attainable naturally with the proper diet and training over the course of 5 years, maybe. Will Tennyson. Will Tennyson. Just like JC James West, very similar. Pretty good physique. Very good physique naturally. They look a lot better than people on gear, but a lot of people on gear don't follow diets. And a good diet is going to do a lot more than any gear ever will. So I also think Will is natural, even though I think those two should probably come to the dark side so they have more energy and look better for the camera. But they're killing it, so who cares? Lex Little. So I think Lex Little, when he first came up, was 100% natural. Very good physique. His waist is like 20 inches, so of course everything is going to look enlarged. He's not a large guy in person. He's tall, but he's not a fucking mass monster. So, is he natural? I think so. Is he natural now? Maybe. It's kind of sus. Right now it's sus. Back then, I would say natural. Now over here we got off-brand David Lade. Obviously natural. I'll speed run these last guys because I don't follow them. I've probably seen them on my For You page and then scrolled right past them. I'm sorry. I don't know if this offends you. I'm sorry. We got a. This image is so blurry. Natural. Natural. I think that's Zach Panera bread. Sure, natural. I've seen him before. Natural. 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 All these are naturally attainable, and I'll tell you why. Let's start with Alex Eubanks, I guess. Alex Eubanks, like I said, 6 foot, 180 pounds max. That's not very. If you really think about those stats, those aren't very impressive. Is the physique impressive? Of course it is. But is the physique impressive? So the physique is impressive. The stats are not. So take his physique. You tell someone I'm 6 foot, 180 pounds. They're like, okay, cool. What do you just start weightlifting? So his physique attainable in maybe 3 years of lifting. Will you ever look like Alex Eubanks? No. Can you get the same amount of muscle in him as in 2 to 3 years? Sure, but you'll never look like him. Jeff Nippard, he's on the shorter side. Is he natty? Yes, I think so. When you're shorter, it's easier. Don't care if you want to debate me. Comment below. I think it's easier when you're shorter to look bigger when you're natural. David Lade, 6'3", 180 pounds, 200 pounds max. That's not very impressive to me. That doesn't sound like someone taking steroids, does it? I think he's natural. Max Taylor lifts, another guy, taller, bigger than the last three, I'm pretty sure. But is he natural? Probably. He's attainable in 5 years of lifting. Shizzy, the biggest one on here. I don't know his stats. I know he's taller, massive arms. Is he natural? I think so. I think Shizzy is natural. When you're enhanced, if he was enhanced, he would be that size but more lean. So I think that Shizzy is natural. He's also a good dude. Tristan Lee, he's on the shorter side, natural. I don't even have to explain that. Jesse James and Will Tennyson, of course, they're natural. Look at them. The rest of these guys, you could achieve that in 2 years. 1 year of lifting, 2 years of lifting, probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 years of lifting, 2 years of lifting, 2 years of lifting, 3 years of lifting, 4 years of lifting. So people are like, oh, you can't achieve that. Trust me. If you stick to a good, half of you can't stick to a good freaking diet. If you stick to a good freaking diet and a good freaking training regimen, you'll be surprised what you can achieve. Half of you guys are half-assing it. That's why you can't achieve a physique that you want to achieve. So trust me.